transparency, and most of all, we need integrity. We need a leader that would call on the churches. We need a leader that would call on the name of Jesus. Time come, time come. Time come, Marky G, time! Time come, Marky G, Marky G. Time has come for Andre, our new MP. I'm going to send him Marty Melanfield. We want to run for a billion, you guys. Yes, time has come! PNP! Big up Andre! Big up West Central! Big up the Council of Territory!
The Motivator Show recently featured an insightful 4-part interview with the leadership and supporters of PNP UK, People's National Party UK, where they addressed key points from the PNP's manifesto in clear, straightforward language. Avoiding jargon and complex scenarios, the representatives ensured that ordinary Jamaicans could easily understand the party's vision. Viewers praised the clarity and accessibility of the discussion, noting it brought the manifesto to life in practical terms. The Motivated family and friends in Jamaica tuned in and described the program as both informative and engaging. Significantly, the interview influenced their voting intentions, strengthening support for the People's National Party. Time come for a better Jamaica. Part 3 of 4, the excitement continues. Field identified that gender-based violence as a national emergency. Now, the party has promised to implement life-saving solutions that protect our women and uplift survivors and prevent future harm. Can I invite each one of you, or whoever you designate, Mr. Chairman, to summarize what you plan to do as a party? Who can we?
Comrade Angela, over to you.
Comrade Angela, indeed. Greetings.
Back to me again. Yes, yes.
It's good.
Yeah, the PNP has actually looked at this in depth. And just to summarize, because it will be, this is a long one, so we're just going to summarize it.
Thank you.
We are looking at how to improve response to these situations, because too many women, or it's not just women, it can be vice versa, who this violence is perpetrated against. So we want to launch a national mobile app to report gender-based violence in real time.
Wow, a national app to report. Yeah. Wow, that'd be fantastic.
Underline the real time. Integrate the app with emergency services and local shelters. That is so important. Use geolocation technology to pinpoint incident locations, drawing on Wi-Fi, cell tower, and device data. And before I spoke about the expansion of the broadband in rural areas, and so that is very important for the infrastructure for this to be effective and actually work. And also ensure strong privacy protections to safeguard the identity and safety of the victims. This we believe, according to what we put in our manifesto, that public education and prevention is important. So we need to launch a national campaign on rights, protections, and available services. We need to embed respect, equality, and gender education into the school curriculum.
Absolutely.
From early childhood to high school. Train students, teachers, and parents to identify warning signs and respond appropriately. Now, that's important. People, now, to be honest, I think a lot of us are very good at it, but we need to regularize it, so it becomes second nature. Promote respectful relationships and challenge harmful gender norms. For too long, this has been left unchallenged in Jamaica. We need to really look at that. So we need data and targeted intervention. So we need to utilize predictive analytics to pinpoint high-risk areas and map hotspots based on factors such as lighting, police presence, and established patterns. So gathering data is important for us to be effective. Direct interventions and police patrols in communities with elevated risks. Partner with community organizations, churches, and schools to strengthen frontline support. Now, this is what's in the manifesto, and I think this is very important because to not do this would undermine any effort that we want to make. We need to gather all the relevant data and then put it into practice. Partnering with churches and community organizations will provide temporary shelter for survivors, especially in rural areas. So that is mean, we can't do this. No man is an island. We can't do it by ourselves. So we have to what's the word? We need to link with the churches, link with community organ, link with everybody else, and get them all involved into ensuring that this happens. And so we extend the number and quality of state-funded shelters, and especially something that we sometimes don't think about. We need to create safe spaces, and the manifesto stresses on that. We need to create safe spaces, ensure availability of counseling, relocation services, and legal support. Again, everything is backed by some sort of legal framework. So, in order to do that, we need to legal reform and accountability. So, the manifesto states we need to conduct a full review of gender-related laws to ensure enforcement and impact. Strengthen the prosecution of domestic violence, stalking, cyber harassment, and digital abuse. We're now talking about 21st century laws coming in to protect the people of Jamaica. Address new threats through legislation such as smartphone tracking, online stalking, and non-consensual sharing of private content. So important. This is not just a Jamaica thing, this is a worldwide thing, but we need to know one thing, yes. And lastly but not least, we have to train police and the judiciary to respond with care, sensitivity, and urgency. And I would even add empathy.
Indeed. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
All this is stated in our manifesto. So we can see clearly that the PNP had thought about this and they put it in because we need to do something positive. Time come.
Time come. Vote PNP on the 3rd of September. Oh, yes. You've heard it. Yep. And these are not politicians, these are just ordinary Jamaicans who are concerned about Jamaica, have studied what the PNP has stated they will deliver. Okay? They have a track record of delivery. So the communication style is very different from the politicians. It's very clear. It is very personable. And we ordinary people can understand what they must say.
Of course.
The
good thing about this, that when you read the manifesto, it is easily understood, and a lot of people don't take time to read it. But now that we're going to say, I would encourage people, if you really want to understand what the PNP is about and what they intend to do, and that you can hold them to account, because not because we support, we're just going to let them have a free reign. We need to hold them on account and to ensure that most of this gets started.
And I think this is one of the most important aspects of this particular manifesto. It is a holistic type of manifesto. It's not just one which is overweight towards legally type language. It is written in language which is readily available, and it also emphasizes community development. It's not just focusing on economic development alone. The economic development is not just in terms of a particular section of the community, and then it's dwindling down to others, it's feeding down to others. No, this is a ground up kind of development, which is quite admirable in terms of it recognizing that there are a majority of people in Jamaica who are not particularly wealthy, but who have ambition, and whose ambition can be facilitated through the contents of this manifesto. Not only in terms of economic development, but also in terms of education, in terms of crime prevention. Crime prevention here is not just in terms of putting boots on the ground, it's not just in terms of militarizing Jamaica and declaring zones of special operation. No, this is about getting people to cooperate and act as a community, not as victims. So it's a manifesto which I would commend to people. I would commend to Jamaicans.
Thank you, Comrade Gofidi, and I of course endorse that. What I'm going to do, if I may, I'm going to take a 2-minute break so that I want you all to get some water. Yep, because we've been going for an hour, believe it or not, already. So we're going to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to play a part of the intro video, and we'll then return in 2 minutes. So there we go. All right, there we go. Watch this space. PNP UK. Debates on the Motivator Show. Jamaica decides on the 3rd of September 2025. Time come for a better Jamaica.
PNP President Mark Golding insisting the time has come for a change in governance.
People want change. They want a government of integrity. They want a government that they can have trust and confidence in. They want a government that uses the resources for the people only and not for them friends and them cronies.
Time come big a new leader, new Jamaica, new era. We now vote for the show's leader. Long time them a take with the polling, yeah. So Mark Golden and the new leader, new Jamaica, new era. We now vote for the show's leader. Long time them a take with the polling, yeah. So tell them say time come, time come, time come. For your new Jamaica, time come, time come, time come. For say the true Jamaica, time come, time come, time come. For your new Jamaica, time come, time come, time come, time come. For your new leader, time to build up with schools in ya. We healthcare for your booming ya. A long time them a take with the polling ya. So Mark Golden and the new leader. Orange shirt and the new jeans, yeah. Nobody know we are shouting, yeah. Make we control crime to the new era, so tell them that time come, time come.
I was enjoying that too much.
I was dancing away to that.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right. Okay, right. Water is always good. You know, I've been told that after that time we should have a water break at least. Okay. Let me move on, and thank you for Comrade Angela for that comprehensive, lucid response, which I know we all understood. And I say, Jamaica House. Time come. Hey, comrade. Hey, what you know? Anyway, let me move this forward. Now, my next question has to do with we all recognize that education serves as a bridge between struggle and opportunity. Yet, for far too many of our children are being left behind. I know we've touched with 31. How will a future PNP government work to improve literacy and numeracy rates, which currently stand at a concerning 50%? Many Jamaicans face disadvantages due to inadequate education. I tell you, this one is so close to my heart. Mr. Chairman, who will respond to this one?
So I'll respond to that one, comrades. So any honest, well-thinking Jamaica will have to agree that our education system is broken. There's no 2 ways about that. If we're talking about just 50% of our children being literate and numerate, that's our population being literate. That's unbelievable, right? So I know that PNP has developed a comprehensive plan to address our broken education system, and this involves looking at the education at our stages from early childhood through to primary, through secondary, through to tertiary. And this involves a revamping of not revamping, but looking seriously at curriculum and determine what adjustments needs to be made. Importantly, support for our teachers, because we need to take steps to sort of stem that tide, of
the
teachers
brain
failing
drain.
out. We understand why all that is happening, but that is impacting negatively on our own education system. There's some we have considered institution building, and importantly, we are making provision for community engagement, and this is significant. It says we're going to be establishing what we call a constituency senate to meet biannually with school leaders, parents, and community representatives. So everybody, all stakeholders, we're making provision for that forum for this to involve, right? So in terms of the early childhood education, we intend to introduce structured early childhood screening from age 3 to identify special needs early.
Good.
Right?
Yes.
And expand programs to address those needs by a model that prioritizes inclusive school participation.
Absolutely. Yes.
Expand access by partnering with churches and communities to host early stimulation and basic education programs. So involving whole of society. Now, we all know how integral the churches and so are into our communities and all of that, right? So introduce the first 1,000 days initiative, and this will be focusing on brain development, parental guidance, and nutrition. And also creating an early childhood teachers portal with lesson plans, developmental red flags, and classroom best practices. Right? In terms of primary education, our intention is to ensure that every child can read and do basic maths by the end of grade 4. And as simple as this is, and we take it for granted, it's not happening. So there's a commitment that every child should be able to read and do basic maths by the end of grade 4. And provide literacy support through programs like Veranda Basics, Mommy and Me, and telephone tutorials. These are our initiatives that we already have in place that will be instituted when we form government. In terms of secondary education, and this one is okay. So we're offering remedial support and academic camps for maths and English. And if we're having to be introducing this at the secondary level, it tells the story. Right? Provide scholarships tied to volunteerism and community service.
Yes.
Develop night school programs for adult learners seeking to obtain CSEC passes. Right? We can remember way back in the days of the 70s of Michael Manley when we had introduced Jamal, which significantly lifted the literacy levels of many of our adult population.
Who would have thought we're doing it again? Who would have thought we'd have to do it again?
Okay. So build modern vocational labs in all high schools, leading to NVQJ certification. That's levels 2 to 4.
Yes.
Host career fairs and certification expos in each parish. No one being left behind. Facilitate heart NTA training in key sectors like construction, agriculture, culinary arts, and AI applications. So we know that the heart NTA is the vocational training arm of the education system. So we now bringing about a greater involvement of that institute into secondary system.
Schools.
Where vocational training now becomes a central part of the so we know that everybody is academic.
Yes, that's right.
But what we know is that everybody deserves a chance.
Absolutely.
Right? To have a good life. So this is where we're at with this. Tertiary and vocational access. Ensure that each household has at least one member with a tertiary degree or level 4 part in a state.
That I love. Right? Every household, every family must have at least one person, that have tertiary education. Huh? Wow, that will have such a tremendous social chain. My God, yes.
I tell you. Expand the number of government-funded spaces in tertiary institutions and provide needs-based grants. Establish a special student loan amnesty program to allow students who are now in default to bring their loans current without incurring penalties and interest on arrears. So what I understand of this is that there's a need to waive any interest or accrued and arrears accrued on this, and persons will develop a program to just deal with the principal, like payment over time. So take off some of the pressure of
common sense, isn't it? It's an investment in that individual which society will benefit from. So why weigh them down in debt? I've never understood that at all.
Right. So in the same vein, cap loan payments for borrowers from the Students' Loan Bureau at a manageable percentage of his or her income. Right? So during periods of unemployment, this means we will suspend loan payments and add them to the back end of a loan without penalties. Significantly without penalties.
That's right.
This one, establish what we call the First in Family program of full scholarships for the first person in a family to attend university or college. This is revolutionary.
I would have clapped that. Yes, I would have clapped that one, because that I think is a significant one. Yes, absolutely. Right? Yes.
Okay. And when doing this, we intend to establish public-private partnerships for internship, placements, and graduate employment opportunities. Right. In terms of the curriculum, the intention is to provide a 21st century curriculum, this involves embedding Jamaica culture and identity, financial and digital literacy, critical thinking, AI learning, emotional intelligence, entrepreneurship, and sustainability in all curricula.
Well said, yes.
Culture and creativity in curriculum. That's we recognize in Jamaican patois as a cultural language.
Indeed.
With English taught as a secondary language when needed to achieve mastery in English. Right? So no longer considered bastards if you're talking patois.
Hey, finally, we recognize ourselves. Imagine.
Exactly.
What, 60 years after so-called paper independence?
The intention also is to build 2 creative performing arts high schools in Kingston and Mobile. So these are high schools dedicated to developing creative and performing arts. Significantly expand music, visual arts, dance, drama, and storytelling in every primary school.
Yes.
Anybody remember? Well, some of us remember Miss Lou.
Yes. National hero. Yes.
Tell us our ages.
We need to bring her back. We need to create a childhood character development.
We have people who that legacy has been carried on by quite a few people I know who really keep doing her work and showing exactly how she is.
You must introduce me to them, because then we'd get them here on the Motivator Show.
I will. Okay.
Thank you.
So and of equal or even more importance, comrades, restoring civics and embedding the teachings of Right Excellent Marcus Magzaya Garvey in the national curriculum.
Oh, please, let me clap you this one. Let me clap that one. Yes. Oh, Marcus Magzaya is excellent Garvey. Yes. Great. Hey.
Okay. All of this is not being proposed in a vacuum. We recognize there needs to be support for teachers.
Yes.
Right? So this involves recognizing that central to the education process are teachers and the importance of retaining our teachers. The PNP government will pay special attention to them by ensuring teachers receive student debt reductions and motor vehicle concessions at all levels that increase with their years of service in the profession.
Brilliant. Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know, a lot of our teachers are so poor that they have to be adjusting on the
Ridiculous.
minibuses to go to school, and no, it's just untenable. Can't
It is
continue like that.
untenable.
No wonder
No.
people want to migrate in groves. Teachers want to
That's
migrate
right.
in groves. We have to
Housing
take
concessions
steps
as
like
well.
this, right? Right. All right. So, ensuring teachers benefit from enhanced access to National Housing Trust loans and are given
Good.
priority in housing
Good.
allocations in NHC finance schemes.
Good. Good.
Negotiating package deals to provide teachers with free internet service as a tool of their trade.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Yes.
Providing enhanced benefits for those who teach in underserved areas. So
Yes.
incentives to going into those places where people don't want to go. Or it's not
Yes.
fancy. It's not big.
Yes. Yes.
And we're talking here the so-called ghetto areas and where
So-called.
we are,
Yes.
yeah, so etc. And the deep rural areas and so on and so forth. Developing a system of national recognition for teachers that makes it possible for educators to do further studies and conduct research, which is
Vital.
a element lacking
Yes.
in the delivery, the education delivery service at this
Yes.
point. The research, we're
Yes.
not doing enough research,
That's
Research, yeah.
right.
right?
That's right. Yes. It's quite true.
Providing digital and technological training and tools. Retraining and upskilling teachers, especially in literacy and numeracy, with new curricula and classroom support tools. Right? So
What I'm going to do now, but
yeah,
Comrade Chairman, because I'm just conscious
yeah,
there's a lot of information there, so I know that
yes,
I've understood my audience. They say that we are all very well informed. So
okay,
I'm going to pause you there. I'm going to pause you
no
there
problem,
because
no problem.
what I understand is that the audience has got a flavour for the ambition that the
Mhm,
PNP has for the
mhm,
people. Yeah. And
mhm,
under the leadership of Honourable Mark Golding, this
mhm,
ambition will be realised. What you've hinted at, and we don't need to go through the old thing now, what you've
mhm,
hinted at is the investment that we made in education, the
mhm,
investment that we made in teachers, the investment that
mhm,
we made in the building, the infrastructure,
mhm,
the investment that we made in the next generation. We are
mhm,
serious. We understand the reasons why those countries in the East, such as Japan, China, and those, is because they invest in education. They have a
mhm,
high focus on ensuring that young people have the best possible education. It's quite tough there, I have to tell you.
mhm,
There's no way you could slack there in Japan. I've met Japanese people, and I tell you, the things they tell me, how they describe their education system, it's ruthless because they
mhm,
understand that once that child reach an adult and that child is realizing their academic potential, that increases the potential of the nation. Okay, so
mhm.
you've said enough there. Thank you for that. I
Yes,
thank you for that.
yeah,
Can I just
yeah.
move on to the
But
other subject?
comment. May I just please allow me to
Okay,
just
go
make
on.
this one last
Okay,
point.
okay. I'm just conscious of your
In
time. That's all.
recognition of the hardships being faced by parents
Yes.
and the
Okay.
situation, there's gonna be the introduction of what we call the EASE program, which is the ensuring adequate sustenance for education program, where
Yes.
at least where students will be afforded at least one nutritious lunch per day at the
Mm.
primary and secondary schools for those who need
Hmm.
it. And what
Yes.
currently entails is that they have a school feeding program where we're under the PATH program, I think, currently, where those who are receiving free lunch is joining a separate line to
Oh.
those who can purchase, and we don't have to tell you what kind
Oh.
of impact that has on
Oh.
the psyche and of our
Okay.
children. So all of
Okay.
that will be
Yes.
gone, right? And in addition
Thank
to
you.
the
Okay.
RIDE program, what is the Rural Initiative for Development, developing education, which is provide transportation especially in the rural area. Thank you.
Thank you. No, that was very, very good. I said there's a lot in there. I would encourage the audience to replay this slowly because it was data rich, information rich. I know some people can't cope with so much information at once, okay? But I understand that it is information which is the ordinary Jamaican people here, yeah, reciting what the PNP, if you elect the PNP on the 3rd of September, will deliver for Jamaican people. Okay, so we talked about education there. Can I now move to healthcare, which is the other subject we always discuss? I tell you. Now, I know that the PNP believe that access to healthcare is a fundamental human right. Okay, and what changes or improvement will the Jamaicans, we ordinary Jamaicans, experience if the PNP is elected on September 3rd in healthcare? How would it be different under a PNP government? Mr. Chairman, who would respond?
Okay, yes, that's me again. So first and foremost, the intent is to launch a national maternal and child health program to reduce mortality rates.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Right?
Yes, very important, very important.
Establish high-risk antenatal clinics in all health districts.
Good, yes, another important one.
Expand the neonatal intensive care unit at the Victoria Jubilee Hospitals and create one at the Bustamante Children's Hospital. So we're woefully lacking in neonatal services at this point, right? So the establishment of a new one and expanding the current one is commendable.
Okay.
Reform emergency service with what we call the Adapt and Ambulance program, and this will be supported by the private sector and civic groups. I know that discussions are underway already in terms of so we'll be full speed ahead as soon as the PNP forms the next government in having this. Can you imagine Adapt and Ambulance?
Yes, can you imagine?
Right?
Yes.
And the kind of improved services that they can bring to the system. Training more paramedics and creating a national trauma response system. Create centers for excellence for day surgeries to reduce waiting times and backlogs. And how much we need to reduce waiting times and things. I don't know how many of you people us know in the diaspora what is happening in the health system.
Yeah, it is.
Persons
it is
coming
very challenging.
into hospitals for sick on the verge of death and having to be sitting on chairs, waiting long hours, lying in corridors. It's and I take no great pleasure in speaking like this about my country. But that is the reality. That's a harsh reality as it is now. Time come.
Yes, for change. Yeah,
To provide
for a better
health
Jamaica.
care.
Yes,
We
for a
deserve
better Jamaica.
better. We deserve much better than what currently entails, Comrade. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Invest in AI health systems to improve diagnosis and telemedicine. Ensure that every parish hospital has radiology and CD scan capacity.
Good.
Ensuring that every hospital. So would we think that's a given that every hospital in the 21st century would have radiology and CT scan capacity?
Yes, but amazing,
No?
isn't it? It's amazing. No.
Do we have to be contemplating that now as a new development in a anyway? The plan also to expand the radiology department at the Bustamante Children's Hospital. Strengthen mental health services by training more professionals, creating mobile emergency teams, and establishing halfway houses.
Yes.
Build at least one mobile emergency response team per parish. Build at least one mobile emergency response team per parish.
Per parish. Good.
Increase the number of blood collection centers and create an independent and transparent system to manage patient complaints. And importantly, to institutionalize research and development in health to strengthen local solutions and global impact.
We need a PNP government. We need a PNP government, huh? We need
yesterday,
a PNP
yesterday,
government.
comrade, yesterday, from yesterday.
Go on.
This plan also takes into consideration support for health workers. And the intention is to continuously review staffing to align with demand. Provide better housing support for health care personnel through the National Housing Trust. So priority also given teachers and to health workers in terms of National Housing Trust benefits. And offer graduated concessionary duty rates on motor vehicles and student loan forgiveness based on years of service in the public health system. Increase benefits and offer student loan forgiveness for those working in underserved areas and provide scholarship opportunities for further learning. In terms of health financing and expenditure, the plan is to expand services funded by the National Health Fund, including free surgical implants and screenings for persons 60 years and older. So catering for elders here. Strengthen project management to ensure efficient use of public service resources, etc., etc. And the plan also is around institutional reform and community care. We're going to plan to use digital technology for records management and to reduce administrative burdens on care workers. So as it is now, the care workers have to be doing their care work and also bundled with that burden, with the administrative responsibilities also.
And what you're describing there, Mr. Chairman, is a significant investment in healthcare. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
It's just like education. It's an investment in the people. If we don't invest in the people, then the people will not be able to contribute to their potential for the nation's benefit. So I see you. I'm just conscious of your time. You see, I'm just conscious of your time. But it is good. You're providing a flavour. And the audience can hear you. Because you are ordinary Jamaicans reciting the ambitions of a future PNP government. Okay, and if you have the vote, vote PNP. Time comes for better Jamaica. For better Jamaica.
Time comes for better life.
The other aspect of what we're saying, it comes back to regarding healthcare. It comes back to the compassion of this government. It comes back to the compassion of the manifesto. It's critically important here. So we also include in that manifesto already, I think it's 555 or $5 billion dollars allocation for the elderly. Make sure that they get their meals, that they have digital service. So there's also a planned legislation to protect the elderly as well. And so you see within the manifesto a very strong infrastructure based around compassion for the whole people, not just for a section of the community.
It's the Motivator here. Hope you enjoyed that fantastic podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, or at the very least, give us a like. And don't forget the next video on screen. Click through and enjoy.